Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Jodo Cast, your home for Star Wars gaming. My name is Evan, and I've got a Leo,
Hey,
and I've got a Kurt,
Hey,
and we don't have a Joe because he decided that moving across the country and buying a house is more important than the podcast, which I guess in some parts of the
lack of
world,
dedication. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you,
I
but
mean, if I lived in Arizona, I would definitely prioritize getting the hell out of there too.
I mean, I've never been, so
Especially this summer, it's been crazy hot down there.
hot Arizona summer where it's always trying to kill you. It's always death in Arizona.
Yeah. Plus, like they have like wasps the size of like hummingbees and shit. Or I mean
Oh,
hummingbirds. Yeah. Pass.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll
No
take
thanks.
hummingbird-sized mosquitoes from Minnesota any day over that.
Yeah, those rarely kill you.
Yeah, they don't want to lose the food source. It's like vampires; they got to know when to stop. But of course, thank you to Leo and Kurt and Joe in absentia for having me back and allowing me to take the reins again. And of course, mega thanks always go out to the wonderful patrons who make all of this possible. And if you like what we do and you want more of it, which to us personally sounds weird, but we live in weird times, so maybe you want a little bit more Leo, you want a little bit more Kurt. You can get more of everybody at jodocast.com, and you can find all the social links there, including the Discord, which is free and open to all except douchebags. And patrons do get a little bit of special treatment over at the Discord. They can help uh, guide the future of this show. So thanks to them, and thanks to the regular production crew, these two. Uh,
And it's always popping off on the Discord. We're talking Acolyte spoilers, which just ended, but we're still talking about it. And we talk every game announcement, like hot off the presses. You can get it there and get all the discussion straight from the Jodo's mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
how to follow up
and
from the Jodo's
don't
mouth.
forget don't forget YouTube members, Evan.
Oh,
Don't forget them also.
yes, that's a modern innovation these days. So yes, the YouTube members also, what is it? Honors and privileges by age 9. I don't know if that's like the age limit or not, but or the age the minimum. In any event, YouTube people, everybody's cool as patron people. Greatly appreciate everyone in our little community. And yeah, let me ask you fellers this: do you want to get into what we've been up to or what we've been playing, or is it just going to be the same answer from 2 out of 3 of us, and we want to get to the meat and potatoes?
I think we could do a quick one.
Yeah,
We could do a
yeah.
quick one.
Just went to a an unlimited draft tonight. I've been doing, I've done a couple drafts since release, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. This time I was less successful than last time. Last time I managed to draft a really good um, Cad Bane Underworld deck, um, and just it just everything popped off with that one. Went great. Tonight, after draft was done, I looked over at a guy sitting 2 seats down from me in our pod and saw that as he was building his deck, and I saw that he was drafting all the exact same stuff I had been, which is probably part of the reason I just didn't draft quite as good of a deck this time. Wasn't getting as much of the stuff I wanted passed to me, so it happens. But yeah, still had fun. It was the last event at my this particular game store before they move into a new building. He's been in the same place for 30 years, and he's moving next week. So yeah, it was just a fun time to say goodbye to the old place. I've been And yeah, so yeah, he's been there 30, and I've been shopping there for 23 of those 30 years. So
Wow.
But the new location will be nice, so it'll be cool.
yes, and if it's an actual real parking lot, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Those are pretty nice, I hear.
How about you, Kurt?
Let's see. I've done a little bit of set two Star Wars Unlimited during the pre-release. I need to get into the swing of it now that it's finally out. But I had some fun pre-release matches with that. Played a little bit of Star Wars Hunters off and on. I haven't really been keeping up with it regularly. I kind of forget about it, but I need to pop in more often because it's like pretty easy to do a few quick
It
matches
is
or
a
whatever.
forgettable game, that's for sure.
I have been having fun giving a deeper try than before the episode we did about it. So like I'm overall pretty positive on it, but yeah, it's not like so fun that I just like
Yeah,
gotta play
I
every
mean,
day, you
I
know?
don't hate the game or anything. I just it's just a game I played a little bit of and now have no desire to play ever again. That's like just
So it's a Star Wars mobile game.
if yeah, yeah. If I'm going to spend my gaming time, it's going to be on something else, which isn't a really a knock on the game, because I mean lots of people are having fun with it. He really enjoys it, and we got people on our Discord grouping up together, at least a couple times a week to play.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. There's like
uh,
new events
yeah,
every week too, so there's like different stuff going on. Let's see. Other than that, the only other quick Star Wars thing I've been playing, I think this has been since the last time we did a what you've been playing, but I beat finally the last level of the Dark Forces remaster.
nice.
So I kind of
I
wrapped
was
that up.
wondering
And
if you kept
honestly,
going.
yeah, it was fun to get through. It's not even that huge of a commitment. I honestly don't know if I've ever actually got all the way to the end before. I don't know if I really committed to playing every single level before. I didn't recognize most of the levels, but it was fun. I think it's a good game. I recommend it if people like retro stuff. So it's cool. At the end, Darth Vader says like, "Ooh, the Force is strong with this Katard,"
Oh,
uh,
setting up a
and a
sequel,
bunch of
maybe?
Force there shadowing.
yeah.
Um,
But
Did
yeah,
you
I
say
blew up
force
the arc
shadowing?
hammer.
no, I said foreshadowing, but
Oh,
I stuttered.
okay.
It's a thing I do.
If you say so.
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping we could get a chance to try out those new Legion rules before we recorded, but that hasn't worked, and I just don't know if we're going to have time before I head out of town. We'll see.
Yeah, gotta do them sometime though. There's a lot of new stuff to dig into there.
Yeah, my initial thoughts on that were I do have a dining room table that is plenty big for a 6x3. Just gotta dust off some figures and make a couple of really good suboptimal armies. And speaking of
Have you
armies,
been playing anything?
I have been what I've been playing a ton of, which I am looking forward to enduring much harassment about this, has been Marvel Crisis Protocol because it's fantastic, and I've been playing so much of that that I looked at my pile of Shatterpoint unopened stuff, and I'm just like, all right, fine. So, I don't know if you can see, yeah, there's a couple of tall boys right here
Hmm.
working on the terrain first because I'm notorious for not getting the terrain done on my big box sets. So,
You need those gantries. It's all about
yeah.
gantries.
There's a little bit more terrain than in the original MCP box. It was like, here's a couple cars, here's a newspaper stand, and you're done. But yeah, just really, 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 really enjoying all the aspects of MCP. So, And
Nice.
John ran me through that game at Adepticon for Shatterpoint, and I finally understand it, a little bit better. And I think some of those core concepts from MCP certainly bleed over. So I'm building it. I'm getting to it. What else? I did. I told Kurt this off the air, but I did get a starter box, starter box and a booster box for Shadows of the Galaxy, and I've opened half of the boosters already, and I've been sitting on the other half with half baked ideas of doing another video, another 6-pack crack a pack video, or then I'm like, should I hold on to it for when Leo's here, and then we can do sealed at the table.
It's so fun to open them with someone else and be like oohing and awing over every card. Like when I opened my box just by myself,
Mm-hmm.
it was a little less fun. Just be like, oh, I'm flipping through them by myself. The
That's why you
the
go on the
card aspect
Discord
is
and
cool.
brag about all the stuff you pulled.
That's how
Mm-hmm.
you do it. That's single player pack cracking right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. It is more fun to share the experience. So, and part of that is like doing it for a video because you're sharing that enthusiasm with everybody else. But yeah, I got a Yaba. I think he's my only rare leader, and yeah, I mean, I got enough. It's all new at this point, so I'm still just thinking about how to put them together. And honestly, all the new Mandalorian stuff makes me just want to slap it into Leader Sabine and see how that goes. I think there's probably a lot of play there. I don't know if a good chunk of the new Mandalorian stuff falls into blue, so blue Sabine
Yeah,
maybe.
it's mostly blue and red.
Yeah, so there you go. And at least I already know how she works. I don't have to figure out. I mean, not that they take that much work, but when you already know your leader and you know how you bounce them in and out and what they like, you know what their likes and dislikes are. You've gotten to know them as a friend and not just as a leader. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
see.
a Mando synergy build with Sabine could be pretty interesting because you would get some different stuff you wouldn't normally do. You'd be getting like free XP onto Sabine or your other units, or free shields onto her, and like that could
Mhm.
really change it up a lot. Could be interesting.
All right, it's settled. Kurt has decided that is exactly what I'm going to go for, and I want to go 10-0. I'm going to ride that train
Yeah.
all the way to the non-existent world championships. Or no, it's miniatures that no longer has worlds. I'm so behind. But yeah, that's where I am. It's just it's good to be here. Been looking forward to this episode, and anyone who's paid attention over the last baker's dozen years knows what time of year it is. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and that's Gen Con. And I get super pumped. It is literally near and metaphysically dear to my heart. So I am super stoked. I think this is going to be the busiest one I've ever had, and I'm so glad that Leo's going to be here to experience it with me, along with Mandy. And I'm still going to be like, Kurt, we've managed to get Joe here. We've managed to get Leo here. We've managed to get to Adepticon several times. When are you going to come out of your cave and join us in the world?
I gotta get to one of them for sure. One of these days. I keep kind of planning to, and then it's like, oh, this isn't the right year. But for sure, sometime I got to.
It's like having a baby. It's never the right time. So just do it. I don't know anything about that. Don't listen to me. So, where do we begin? Leo, what do you think? Should we go day by day? Should I just
Um,
talk about the restaurants? because we got a full
Yeah,
schedule.
food is always an important part of our Gen Con discussions.
For sure.
But no, I'm just really excited to finally be going back again. I think what the last time I went was that 2018,
It
19?
it was 18.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been a few years. Um, and
Oh my
yeah, this
gosh,
time I
it has been a few
yeah
years.
yeah
And the carpet is
yeah.
different
You
since
don't even
then, I
live in
think
the
I've
same
heard.
house. You don't even live in the same house anymore.
Yeah. Well, and you have a bed and a bathroom all to yourself this time.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't have to
and
share.
yeah, and like I said, the best part is so I get the best of both worlds because my wife is coming with also, so she's going to be there for day one of Gen Con, and then she's heading home. That means I get to let the cats into the bedroom the other nights I'm at your house because she won't let me let your cats into the guest bedroom to sleep with us, even though they really want to.
Yeah, Moke, the littlest, roundest the little baby cat to whom I always say, "What's your story, Roundy?" Even though I know what her story is. She hates closed doors. She has to, like, it doesn't matter what door it is, she's got to open it.
um, but yeah, like you said, we got a pretty full schedule. We've got you know I think just about a full day's worth of activities scheduled darn near every day, um,
Including Wednesday.
including Wednesday. Yeah, there's the yeah, so that's what the what do they call it, the press day, preview day.
Yeah, it's
Um,
now you're gonna make me think. It is it's not exhibitor day. It's what day is it?
at any rate,
Anyway, yeah,
it's the day
trade
before
day.
everything. Trade day,
Trade
yeah.
day for
And
us business people.
yeah, and we get access because we have press pants passes. Ooh. Um, and there's going to be there's an asthma day press event going on that day. That it's mostly going to be just a few game devs and stuff kind of standing around saying, "Here's my game." I think um,
Will Schick's gonna be there like, hello, I'm Will Schick. Have you seen my game before? Would you like to see? Please look at my game.
um, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. There's going to be some of the AMG guys there. There's going to be several of the Unlimited guys will be there. Um, Corey Konezka, is that how you say his last name? Is going to be there with Mandalorian. Um, yeah, so there's going to be a few people we'll be able to talk to, take a look at the games, um, and but uh, but yeah, there's also what that D&D thing that night, but I don't know if we're going to that or
Yeah,
are we?
I did not RSVP for that. I'll save the listeners having to hear my story once again of going to like the D&D events back in 2012 and 2013 that were super cool. They didn't do any for like 10 years, and now 50th anniversary, new edition, or not new edition. We've heard that
But
before.
new rule book
Yeah,
for the same technically edition with new rules. Yeah.
Is now is this the start of the D&D 1 stuff?
this is
I
the
don't think they're calling it that anymore.
Oh,
Are they?
um
Or are
I
they?
they used that terminology 1D&D very briefly. They very quickly pivoted to the 2024 fifth edition core rule books, plural. I shouldn't imply that there's only one core rule book. That would be false advertising. um, but yes, they made it very clear that this is not trying to be uh as we'll just say they're trying they've realized that they were making the same mistakes that they made back in 2008, and they backed off a little. So they're going back to a much more like a 0.5 approach with these books. But they're having a big event the same day as we're going to the Asmodee product chat. Is it really? It's not a meet and greet so much as it just like you said. Here's what we're showing off
Yeah, I
today.
mean the designers will be there. I'm sure we're gonna get a chance to talk to them, but
Yeah,
there's also gonna be anyone else who wants to go into that press event is gonna be there trying to talk to the designers too. So, um, yeah, we'll see what happens. We do. We're kind of jumping ahead here, but we do have an interview set up with one of the Unlimited designers, John Leo,
woo!
on Friday. So even if we don't get to really talk to anybody, um, at the press event, we will still be talking Unlimited with John Leo later at the con. So that's exciting.
It's sad to say, not even sad to say, just sort of like for me a pivot. I'm all into corpo speak now, and I'm an adult now. I have to talk like them, but I've been thinking so much about MCP, Marvel Crisis Protocol, that I was trying to think of ways to stealthily ask Schick about when some new characters were going to come up, because they can't say like, "Oh yeah, we're totally bringing out that character." You got to like really stealth it in there. It's like, what do you think about this character from the comics? What do you think about them? What do you
Let's
think?
see how they
Yeah,
respond.
just see how they
If he gives
respond.
something
We'll
away,
hook them up to a lie detector test and everything. Just hold a picture of Jessica Jones. I'm like, how does this make you feel? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Wednesday we're all already going to be busy. Um, and then my gosh, Thursday, which is the day that we're going to have your wife with us, which is going to be
Uh huh.
fun. We're just doing a lot of fun stuff on that day. Honestly, we're hardly
Yeah,
working
for the
on
most
that
part.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
no
I'm doing.
podcast stuff at all.
Yeah.
Just going for your own
There
personal
is
enjoyment.
the in-flight report. There is
Oh,
the
that's
fact
Thursday.
That's right.
the
They
the
did move
in-flight
it.
report is on Thursday, so we'll be
Okay.
going to that. But like before that in the morning, like I'm gonna be doing like uh uh, uh a dragon painting session with my wife. Like these little baby dragon die holders. I'm guessing they're going to be about the same as some of the ones I've seen all over like Etsy and stuff. Um, so yeah, that's just a fun thing to do together. And then all the three of us at like after the in-flight report, we're doing a like bar trivia. Well, I guess it's not bar trivia because it's not at a bar, but you know what I mean. Um,
Ballroom
and then
trivia.
and an escape room. Also, there's a ton of escape rooms at Gen Con. I did not
Hmm.
realize that was a thing.
I mean, I just always thought like, oh, you want to do something where you're on your feet, you'd have to be doing like True Dungeon, which I would do if it was not so intimidating and time consuming. And like, that's, you have to just do
Yeah,
that.
and
It would
like
be cool to try
and
though.
there's like people who have been doing it for a long time and are like way more into it than I would be.
Yeah.
I feel like
Concept
escape rooms. It,
conceptually, True Dungeon sounds really cool. The
it
reality
does
is
sound
like
cool,
I think it's like not for me.
Yes.
but it could be worth trying once at least.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel like escape rooms at Gen Con. I mean, is that going to be like the top of the line escape rooms? Like, are people bringing their A game to Gen Con?
I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. We
What?
are signed up
Yeah.
for a Alice in Wonderland themed escape room, so we'll see
Okay.
how cool it is or not.
Yeah.
They make you take like psychedelic drugs and you're like tripping through the whole
Whoa.
thing. That's the puzzle. You're just hallucinating.
Every one
Yeah,
of
uh,
you
that'd be
take
cool.
one of the hookah condoms.
yes, they they just hand us each a mushroom with a little tiny sign that says "Eat me" on it, and
And
If
then the
they
rest is up
if
to
they
your
did
brain.
that, I would just be like, yes, thank you. This is like that level of production. I wouldn't be able to say no to as a theater kid. I'd just be like, the level of production on this is fabulous. Give it to me. And then
um,
And then
Yeah,
Friday,
Well, real quick though, on
yes.
Thursday, do we think there's going to be like announcements at the in-flight report? I'm guessing they might spoil a few set three cards
I
for unlimited, maybe.
during the last um unlimited stream, or maybe it wasn't the last one of the last ones, at the end or at some point during it, they were talking about being at Gen Con. I think it was when they were doing at some point during their kind of like most of the day long launch day stream or whatever.
Hmm.
They were talking about who was going to be at Gen Con and who wasn't going to be. Um, and they did basically what they said was something along the lines of, yeah, we're going to have our in-flight report. There's still tickets available for that, so you're going to want to be there. Is kind of
Okay,
what they said. Um,
some juicy details of
which
some sort.
Yeah, so we might learn perhaps the names of some upcoming sets.
And
Mhm.
I hadn't looked at the the event description in quite a while, but it does say an update on everything for Fantasy Flight, chat about past year's activities, upcoming projects, and more. And then all attendees will receive a Grogu promo card
Oh
signed by
yeah,
one of the designers of the game.
Oh yeah, I remember they did yeah, they did mention that. I saw they tweeted something out about that and stuff recently too. So
yeah, yeah.
well, I
Pretty cool.
already have a Grogu signed by three designers of the game.
Oh, well.
So
And
there.
I guess that means either Kurt or Joe will get your extra signed card.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it means.
That's so kind of like, well, I've got three on this one and one on this one, so
I mean, what you need to do is do some trading with other attendees so you can get a full set card from every designer there.
Mm, yeah.
That's gonna be worth a lot of money, I bet.
you bring your twin sons deck and you get them to sign every single card in your twin sons deck.
Um
Yeah, that could
yeah.
be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of unlimited, we are going to be, I think, uh did you sign up for that draft also? Yeah, we're both
Oh
signed
yeah.
up for the draft on Friday morning.
Nice.
Well,
Um
it worked out pretty well. Just as a quick overview, we've got draft Friday at 9. We've got sealed Saturday at 9. We've got Twin Sons Sunday at 12 noon.
yeah. So three different
Nice.
events. We're not playing in any of the big tournaments. But I mean, as far as prizes go, really, all we're missing out on is a chance at one of the playmats, which is,
Hmm.
Yeah.
um,
And you'll still be getting cards just from participating, so that'll be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. You'll be getting cards for participating. I do need to hurry up and actually build a Twin Suns deck. Yeah, because I'm leaving town on Saturday here, which means I have what 4 more days, 3 more days to build my Twin Suns deck. I
That's
guess I better
nothing
do
for
that.
you. Surprised you're not doing it right now.
I'm talking to our fans
Oh, okay.
and also you guys. Um, yeah, so that's I mean, and that's uh, so between the draft and the sealed, that's going to be 9 packs worth of cards we're going to get out of there with, plus a few Grogu's. Because I think they said they give everyone a Grogu for participation.
Hmm.
Um, I forget if there's any other prizes beyond that or not. But should be fun.
Mhm.
I've got after their draft is done, I'm doing more Star Wars. I'm doing a co-op demo game of the Mandalorian uh, board game.
Nice.
Um, so that'll be fun to finally get to try that out. Um,
Yeah, see what it's like hands on. Like it's hard to tell just from hearing or reading about it, what it will really feel like to play.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds cool.
I'm also doing trying out and then like I said, then after that we've got our interview with John Leo.
Hmm.
So more Star Wars. I'm gonna check out the Invincible uh, deck builder that's coming out. So that I've got a demo scheduled for that. And then we were gonna go to the Warhammer preview event that night, but they just up and canceled that.
Yeah.
Have no
Oh,
idea why.
that's weird.
Warhammer is
Yeah.
canceled.
Womp womp.
Oh well. Uh,
That's what happens when you have when you make canon females in power armor.
females.
Everything just goes to hell then.
Uh, I knew it was coming, Pete. And then we didn't even say that on Saturday. So besides the Wednesday night Asmodee event, besides the now Thursday morning in-flight report, there's also a Star Wars Unlimited designer panel at 3 o'clock on Saturday. And this is going to be in a much smaller space than where the in-flight report is now. And I think they realized, oh, we want to make the in-flight much bigger. So that's where they moved to a different location and a different time, which wasn't best
Mm-hmm.
for us, but whatever, we'll live with it. But yeah,
It still ended up work. It did luckily work out for, at least for me. I don't know if you had other stuff scheduled on Thursday, but like for me, it like just slotted in the middle of all my other events.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah, the only two things that I was planning on doing Thursday morning were Age of Sigmar Spearhead, which I've already been teaching people how to play the new edition and
Uh-huh.
the intro version of the game Spearhead. So it's not like I'm gonna learn anything from them. Like I'm already giving demos and teaching it, so I don't need to do that. I just need to spend money, hopefully, on overpriced resin at the GW store. But yeah, no, I mean, my job, the job that I am making sure that I do, is to sit outside of the event, the panel rooms, holding our place at the front of the line, and then Leo can go to all the other little things, all the little cool things, and I'll be there holding down the fort with my butt to make sure that we're front and center at all times, always first in, last out.
That's
All right,
teamwork.
we got seats for all three of us for the in-flight, right? Yeah. Or was Mandy not going to go to? Yeah, she just wasn't going to do that. She was just going to do her own thing. I think while we were at that. That's right.
I mean, there's 175 tickets left as of now, which is
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter now because it isn't sold out like it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am also on Saturday. I'm also signed up to do like this homebrew pod racing
Oh, that's
like minis
right.
thing.
Yes.
So actually, it's kind of cool. They have um, all through the con, they've got different events taking place at different tracks, like all the different tracks you can play on
Oh.
in the old Pod Racer video game. And then they have the Bunta Eve finals on Sunday for I'm assuming people who won the different
Yeah.
heats or whatever can do that one or whatever. But I'm going to be racing on Mustafar on Saturday. I also signed up for an X-wing event that sounded
Mm.
kind of cool, where um, you just like you don't make a list and bring minis or anything. You just show up and they've got a bunch of ships. You grab a ship, you get one ship, and then it's just a big free for all dog fight with everybody. And when you die, you respawn.
You die in
And
real
I think
life.
you get like, yes, you get, yeah, I'm assuming you get like X number of respawns or something like that, because it's called Last Pilot Standing. So whoever is not dead at the end is the winner.
I'll see. That's
So
something that Kurt and I were talking about offline again. Just finding fun, maybe dumb, but just different, cool ways to engage with these games outside of
yeah,
just like cutthroat math hammering.
Yeah, that
yeah, that's,
grind.
I mean, this sounds, I mean, I love playing, I think X-Wing's a great game. Um, you used to be. Right now it's debatable as far as list building. It's still a lot of fun to play. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Even with my complaints about the game, it is still a lot of fun to play. I just miss the old stuff. But this is just sounds like something that's just going to be fun as hell to try once. Okay, so Kurt's video died on us, so we're kind of jumping back in here. Um, See, I think I was talking about X-Wing the last pilot standing event, and
Yeah.
how, yeah, I was going to say, I think if it does turn out to be cool, it could be something to try at our local game store. See if we can get a few other guys to come into the store and just um, have a fun, you know, 1 2 hour long little event instead of a all day long tournament or something like that. That
Yeah.
just everyone's exhausted and stuff by the end of the day, and the the poor store employee just wants to go home.
Hmm.
I feel like my with all the 3 hour plus long Warhammer games that I've been playing lately, my legs are getting a workout. I'm just standing there, but that's exercise too, right? Standing at a game table for 3 hours.
Um, so what about you, Evan? I know you usually like to sign up for some kind of like painting events or anything, stuff like that. What's some other stuff you're checking out this year?
Well,
My mic keeps
less
sitting
stuff
like
like that
this.
because I feel like well, compared to last year especially, where I didn't have a ton happening. But yeah, I did get into a couple of painting classes last year, and the year before that I did the speed painting. um, what else there was one event from last year that I really hoped was going to be here again this year, which was where GW took all their like quote unquote unsellable boxes, like maybe they were damaged or something, that they couldn't be put on a store shelf to sell.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
So
remember that.
they
That
yeah
that was
they
cool.
dumped the pieces basically out onto a huge several tables and a whole bunch of paint, and said, $30, you have all day, do what you want. And
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
it was amazing. And like technically the $30 got you a brand new like con exclusive miniature, and you
Ooh.
were theoretically supposed to use that miniature as part of whatever you were building, and it was the first diorama that I'd ever built. And it was super cool to have people coming over and be like, "Oh, that's super cool. How did you do that?" I'm like, "It's just pieces. I just had to figure out how to, what did they give me, and I put them together, and I made a scene." And it's it was so cool, and like I didn't want to leave because it's just like I you got free range with paints, you got free range like contrast and regular and all the glue you could huff, and whatever else. I don't endorse huffing. It's incidental huffing. It just happens. Okay, I'm not telling people to do that. So I was hoping that would come back. I didn't see it. I looked for it. I didn't see it. Um, but yeah, I didn't get into any of the painting classes because they are usually expensive. They are
Mhm.
extremely specific to a technique, and there were a few techniques that I was like, that would be a cool thing to do, but also I want to make sure that we hit all of these press events and I'm probably gonna wanna take a breather after doing 3 hours of draft on Friday and 3 hours of sealed on Saturday. And I won't have to go out to the beer garden alone this time. I'll be able to say, Leo, come on, let's get some fresh air. It's fresh in that it's outside. It's not so fresh because of all the vehicle engines that are running to fuel the food trucks. But
Uh,
uh,
it's not you this time, Kurt.
yeah, I definitely see Evan completely frozen.
Oh,
I
Are
did.
you back?
up for a
I
sec there. You were saying it's not so fresh because of.
Okay. We good? Are we good?
Yep, you're
Are we
good
good?
now.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
still going, I think. So,
yeah,
okay.
It fussed at me for a second.
yep. You're good.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Yes. Um. And again, I mean, we joked earlier about the food, but honestly, going like you're gonna have some of the best con food ever because they've sectioned off a even bigger area for the beer garden slash just a block party is what they call it. But there's like a noodle stand that is just like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. nonstop, like giant walks, dishing out noodles to everyone and everyone. And it's not just beer. They've got like canned wine, and it's all
Okay.
local. For the most part, it is local stuff. Even the pizza, even the cheap pizza that I am not a fan of, is a local company. And we'll try this year's GenCon beer, which is going to be like what is it, a honey brown, I want to say. So not anything offensive, very easygoing. Generally, is the official beer of the year.
Um. So what about like post or pre-con food? What can I look forward to you taking me to this year?
Oh well, okay. So the brunch place that I love, the local brunch place that is like a block's walk north from the ICC, not Ice Crown Citadel, Indianapolis Convention Center. Block north of there is Cafe Patachou, and it's always packed. But I've gotten like, if you go by yourself, you can just walk in and be like, I'm one whole person. I just need one seat. But we even got in there.
I will sit on someone's lap.
I got a big lap. Uh, so we might do it down there, but you're going to be here for a couple days, so we might hit that up before, like pre convention brunch. As far as my thing is always getting down there as early as I can to get the good parking in the parking garage so that you can haul stuff, to dump stuff off at the car and then go back in and buy more stuff and dump it at the car, because we don't have the
Yeah, good
luxury
thinking.
of having a hotel room this time. One of these days, one of these times, we'll do the hotel room thing. So like we'll get down there. There's like a million Starbuckses down there, but I've already stocked up on Cliff Bars. I don't know how you feel about walnut oatmeal raisin bars, but I got several boxes of those. I'll have a case of water in the car. This is like con survivalist food. I'm not going to bring MREs. I haven't had an MRE in probably 15 years, and I don't intend to start now. But and there is good food like inside the building itself. There certainly are places to get decent food and decent coffee. Oh, and of course, we get to have the I'm always just impressed that they still do it. The press room where they have free coffee and free water and free soda, and you can take a minute and you can sit and charge your stuff and do your uploading. And I was even like last year or the year before, I was in there doing all that, and they happened to be recording an interview with the head guys from Paizo talking about Starfinder Second Edition. I'm just like, oh, oh, hey guys, you doing a little interview? Okay, that's cool. That's what it's for. It's you're supposed to do interviews in there, but it's kind of a confined space, but it's nice, and the people in there that sit there and monitor the place all day are perfectly nice people. So, and it's right across from where the in-flight report is going to be. So like we'll get in there, we'll get established, we'll be boots on the ground immediately Thursday morning, like real wartime journalists.
In bulletproof vests. Yeah, ready to go.
In no danger whatsoever because we're members of the press. We're going to be entrenched at the in-flight. Trying to think what else. If there's I did scope out the nearest cocktail bar because unlike Adepticon, although we'll have to see how it is in Milwaukee, although I assume Milwaukee Adepticon will at least be as good as Chicago Adepticon, where you can get G&Ts and beer and wine just like on the con floor, and a guy in a beer rickshaw drives around at Adepticon, and they don't
Wow.
have that here, and I don't know why they haven't realized that a beer rickshaw is what this world needs.
Yeah, money making opportunity for sure.
You would think. Uh, but it's man. I mean, I'm a whole mile away from a distillery, so I imagine we'll go there at least once. It's not Buffalo Trace, but it's pretty good.
It's a distillery.
Yes, not the distillery; it's a distillery.
They all get you drunk the same.
They do. Yeah, it's just it's it's the quality of the trip. You
Yeah, it's
end up
just a matter of how much you enjoy the
the fall.
the road getting there.
That's right. Oh, what else? What else? What else? I have not signed up for any of the. Well, and actually, you know what? As I was about to say, I had been regularly going to see uh, stage events like improv comedy from the troupe of actors that did the Gamers movies that I love so very much. But I didn't sign up for that this year because want to make sure that we're doing our job. I love working, in this
Mm.
capacity at conventions, and I don't want to mess that up. But I think one of the coolest things this time has been watching your wife Mandy look at everything that's there because she wasn't sure about how much she was going to find that she was going to really enjoy. And I think she was kind of surprised at everything else that is there besides just magic and etc., D&D, etc., and Warhammer, etc.
Yeah. And she's actually kind of sad that she's only going the one day now. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. After seeing all the events and stuff, she's like, "Oh man, I could have gotten more because I do a whole bunch more stuff." Yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff, and even if you wanted to get, uh, you know, some of the Friday night, Saturday night stuff, there's even some spicy stuff going on. Like you was talking about stage shows. There's at least a couple different burlesque shows that go on. There's a cosplay pornography site that has a like a dance party on Friday or Saturday night. Yeah, yeah, all, whatever you want to find at Gen Con, you could
So
probably
so
find it there.
so what we're learning is that there is Magic, D&D, Warhammer, and erotica. Those are the four food groups of Gen Con. I want to know what that what that pyramid looks like. Ew, I don't. Yep, no, that's enough of that one. That's enough of that one. No,
What about the like vendors or exhibitor hall? Do you guys have certain booths that you're planning to hit up, like games
I
or
mean,
RPGs, or something you definitely want to like go buy stuff?
there's the Dead CCG table uh, booth.
it's
I
so
always gotta
good.
hit that up to buy,
No
you know,
Dune.
random
No
shit.
Dune.
I'll buy a booster box of Dune again. You can't stop me. Um,
I want to see all the Dune noobs go into that like, oh, if there was a card game, I love Dune, and then be like, the hell is this?
oh man, that game would have been wild. I think to play when it was like actually like active. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so there's the Dead CCG. There's some really cool places that are just like Warhammer bits and stuff. As you can be like, I mean, and they just have like the little like not like card catalog, but they're like plastic drawers, just a bunch of those, and it's all like, here's a drawer full of Space Marine arms, here's a drawer full of Space Marine legs, here's a drawer full of Tyranid arms, and all kinds of stuff like that, and you can just kind of dig through and pick stuff out, and that's kind of cool. Um, Sometimes there's always going to be like some kind of game or something that you're going to walk by and it's going to catch your eye. I mean, last time I was there, I walked by, saw a game called Dinosaur Tea Party,
Oh
um,
yeah.
and then I was like, just the name caught my attention. Walked up, guy described the game to me, and it's sort of like a game of Guess Who, kind of, only everyone is playing their character that they are, which is they're all dinosaurs, and everybody has to talk in British accents um, when you play the game. So basically, you ask other characters yes and no questions to try to determine which dinosaur at the tea party they are. And I was like, this sounds like the silliest game ever. And so I bought a copy on the spot there.
And we
And
played it.
yeah, and we played it, and it was a lot of fun. And Evan really likes being Patrick Stewart dinosaurs, by the way. Um,
It's true. What other kind of dinosaur is there?
the Artist Alley is always fun to just walk through, just to see the different art and stuff. And yeah, and then there's just, I mean, just go see what all there is, as far as different tables. Um, there's a few people like I think Josiah's going to be there working at the Game Toppers table.
Hmm.
Swing by, say hi to him. Um, I think another guy I know with the Gallant Knight Games. I think he's gonna have a booth at Gen Con. Might swing by, say hi to him as well. Possibly maybe buy one of his. He publishes um, D6 stuff using the West End Games D6 system.
Oh,
So I might pick up something from him. And then then you just walk around and see what all there is. There, like I said, there's always some kind of really cool game being shown off that
hmm.
you'll be like, wow, I got to check this out.
Yeah, that made me think too. Are either of you guys looking to stumble upon any hobby like celebrities, like big streamers or other names? Or like, ooh, I hope I bump into so and so, get to meet them.
No, everyone else is hoping to bump into us, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
That's what our shirts are gonna say. I'm so
yeah.
and so. Bump into me.
There is a Star Wars Unlimited content creator hangout thing
Oh
on
yeah.
Friday
Hmm.
night. So that Fantasy Flight is throwing. So probably go to that. So we'll see
Yeah.
some of the other unlimited content creators there. I don't know. I like the last time I was at Gen Con, bumped into Krabak while I was there, and
You
he
bumped
actually
into someone from Fargo on the street while we were driving.
that is true. Actually saw people from Fargo at Gen Con. But we also I bumped into Krabak. Actually, it was he who recognized me before I recognized him, which was interesting. And
Oh.
he came up and talked to
Hmm.
me.
Ah.
So
Wow.
wow, yeah.
Vindication.
Uh, yeah, he's a nice guy in person. So um, what he was a nice guy.
Yeah, no. It was just the qualification there at the end. It's like he's a nice guy
It
in person.
I uh, you know what I meant.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other other you know.
Well, I was gonna say there's. I think last year Army Painter did not have their own table at Gen Con, which was disappointing because they do at Adepticon, and since they have this new, I guess at this point not new, but still relatively recent, um, I guess consortium of content creators and streamers that help push their product and test the product and give feedback on the product. uh, we could run into, I could say hello to fellow Oshberger, uh, Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions again. See if Oshkosh, Wisconsin has changed in the few months since I last spoke with him. The answer is no, it hasn't changed in 40 years. And who else? I mean, there's other painters. Usually, where he is, you'll find Sam Lentz and Vince Venturella. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I think so.
So there's all kinds of people. Um, I don't know. I've seen Miniac and Ninjon at Adepticon every single year.
Yeah.
Haven't said hi, uh, but that they're busy folk. So we may see them here, we may not. They're probably like, "No, it's
Yeah.
too hot in Indiana. I'm not going there."
Yeah, I guess if there was a painter I'd want to see, it would be like Miniac or Ninjan would be cool because not only do I enjoy their painting videos and stuff, but they're both based out of Minnesota, so
Hmm.
that's double cool.
And I mean, I think that that's primarily it for uh, painters that I would expect to see. I'm wondering if they were unable to bring over people from England this time. That's why they canceled the Warhammer preview. Perhaps maybe the airline
Hmm.
prices got a bit too spendy. But really, I mean, for me, aside from the folks that we met at Mall of America, I had to stop and think like, where did we go back in February at Mall of America? The other folks that were invited there with us kept tabs on some of them just by subscribing to them on YouTube. Um, but the only one that I speak with semi regularly is Sugi, because I'm still semi in charge of his leftover Discord channel from Squad Tactica. So that's fun. But
Yeah, if you can
my job is
reconnect
to
with some people, that'll be cool.
it would be, and that's why they need to have a full bar on the show floor. But that's just me. That because I'm an indoor kid, but that's a little too that's broaching outdoors with that large of a space. I guess is it insular? Introvert, and forcefully extroverted introvert is what this is. It's like you're gonna get out and you're gonna like it. But my job is to facilitate Leo's fun. That's what I aim to do. That is my mission. Wherever Leo needs to go, we're gonna get him there.
Yay.
Yay. And then I'm gonna force Leo to play Warhammer with me.
Speaking of facilitating fun, the last thing that I personally wanted to ask is, are you guys planning to get the special exclusive Star Wars Unlimited Dark Side whatever pack thing, whatever that's called?
Ooh, that's a good question. What is it called?
If I can, I'm getting one for sure. If I can on Thursday, get my Mandy in on it also. I'm gonna get a second one that a friend has asked me for. I was planning on just getting two for myself, but it's a guy that I've known for a long time, and
Me.
he's well, yes, I've known you a long time, but
It's true.
he asked me really nicely at the unlimited pre-release about it, and I said I would try if I could. So gonna try and get two there. So
Those will be cool if you can get them.
yeah, yeah. It'll that I can finally stop trying to find a good deal on a third Vader. Then my
Yeah,
full set of Vaders.
I honestly think this pack will be more cost effective than the secondary market at the moment,
Maybe
even
this is their
ignoring the
attempt.
exclusive color.
This is their attempt to crash the secondary market.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I have
Everyone
no
always.
problem with them trying to do that. Just
um,
like Modern Masters. Let's
yeah.
crash the secondary market.
So yeah, I'm gonna try. We'll see if I get one. Great. If I don't, I'm not gonna be super broke up about it though. Um, I'll just spend $100 on something else, So um,
That's easy to do here. It's just like, hey,
yeah,
throw a pebble at something.
I'll
We
buy a
can
hundred
spend.
dollars worth of Dune CCG cards. Damn
Now watch them mark it up because like it's in demand. It's the hot
it.
thing these days.
um,
And
yeah.
meanwhile,
So I mean,
I'll just keep buying L5R CCG cards and going to find my brain's failing me. I'm too tired. Mr. Asmodee North America himself that I keep badgering about.
Steve Horvath.
Yes, Mr. Horvath. Yes, big fan of L5R. Although they've been very proactive. They already on the L5R official website and Facebook and Twitter. It's called Twitter. I don't know what this X stuff is that everyone keeps saying. That's a weird way to spell Twitter. I don't know what's going on. But they've already come out and said, "Hey, we're going to be at GenCon. We're going to talk about this, 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 this. We don't have any CCG news for you. Sorry." They've already said that, and people are like, "Okay, thanks for
So
being
they're upfront about
transparent."
it. Yeah.
That was quite the year of L5R.
Yep, sure is.
um, but yeah, I think that kind of covers our what we're going to be doing, what we're hoping for at Gen Con. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything real big comes out of the in-flight, we'll definitely be live tweeting it. Me and Evan will probably record some little mini episodes that evening. You know, same thing with like the unlimited panel, all that stuff. So
Yeah, watch our YouTube channel for some of that stuff.
yeah, and that's it.
That is it. Actually, you know what? Kurt's been asking all the good questions. Did you have any other final questions for us? Anything that you're wondering, you want to live the experience through us? You want us to like
Hmm.
tantalize you with these details?
Honestly, I think you covered all the stuff I was going to ask about, like restaurants. I was going to ask about the restaurants. We covered that, so I think we got it all. I'm mostly just curious to see what new stuff actually gets announced. That's what I'm kind of waiting for. But I hope you guys have a fun time too, because it does sound fun.
I can't believe how close it is already. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? It's here?
Yeah, honestly.
Oh man, that means I need to clean. Right now, my cat looks like Randy at the end of Christmas Story with bills on the floor instead of Christmas wrapping paper, and it's just like, come on, kid, we gotta clean this up. Not just me, you too. Well, I guess we can wrap it up there. Once again, thank you, Leo. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Joe.
Up in heaven.
and
Joe's dead.
thank you, listeners. Thank you, patrons and YouTube members. Can't forget you. You're doing more than I am at the moment. So thank you all for having me back. I'm obviously super psyched. This is my favorite thing to talk about in the month of July, and I am so pumped. I'm so excited. I can't wait to kick this off. Also, I'm taking off the entire week starting Monday, so get through this weekend and it's vacation time. I'm just so
Yes.
pumped. I'm just so pumped.
I will see you in 6 days.
And we will see everybody else in about that same time. So, good night. We'll see you then. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye now.